Hello friends, it's Cheryl from the Lifestyle Digs, and I'm coming to you today with another pandemic vlog. And how many of you have seen these bumper stickers in the back of pickup trucks, and it'll say something like, "Silly boys, trucks are for girls." Well, I've been driving trucks since I started driving when I was 16, and my parents each had a car, but they also had a third vehicle. They had a truck, a GMC crew cab truck. It was a very big truck. It had back seats, it had back doors, and my parents had a camper with a queen-size bed overhang, and they also had a boat. So the truck was kind of like the vacation vehicle, as it were. But when I started driving, it also kind of became the third vehicle in a family with 3 drivers now. There was a third vehicle, so I mostly drove the truck. So it's kind of cute. Here I am, this little thing, just barely peering over the steering wheel. And I got a lot of driving in before I even turned 17, because I guess my parents were waiting for me to get my 16. I got my my learner's permit on my 16th birthday, and I got my regular driver's license 2 weeks later. So yeah, I was all up to, I wanted to drive. So my parents had planned this cross Canada camping trip, and it was kind of, in addition to being cross Canada, it was also cross America, because in Saskatchewan we drove south into North and South Dakota, see Mount Rushmore, and then we continued east in the northeastern United States before crossing back into Ontario, and then continuing the rest of our drive, which ended in Nova Scotia. The only province we didn't go to was Newfoundland. So there were a couple of things. I was driving one day. Well, I was driving most of the days. They're my parents happy here. They got a chauffeur now all of a sudden. So I'm driving, barely peering over the steering wheel. And my father says, "Look at that car there." There was a car that passed us, or I passed them. Well, I guess they were in front of us. And he says, that guy's looking at you. He's probably saying, "What's that little girl doing driving that big truck?" And right when my father said that, everybody in the truck turns around and look at me like, "Hi." So and then there was another time I remember we were on a toll highway. I think it was in Ohio. And so we're driving along, and we're coming up to the gates, or the booths, where there's somebody in there to throw in your 25 cents or whatever it costs to be on that section of highway. So there were 2 lanes. There was one lane for semi-trucks, because it said trucks, and then there was another lane. There's about 5 or 6 lanes that said cars. So I said, "Oh, should I get in the truck lane?" And my father said, No, that's just the semi-trucks." And sure enough, we're driving along. There must have been half a mile of semi-trucks parked while waiting to line up to come through the booth. And then in the middle of all these semi-trucks, there's a truck and a camper. And I'm like, look, we're in the wrong lane. And my father goes, No, that guy got in the wrong lane, not us. So, and sure enough, I come up to the booth, and the guy in the booth he just looked really bored. I threw him my quarter, and away we went. So there was all my driving experience. My first vehicle, brand new vehicle I ever bought, was a Mazda B2200 truck. So I've had a love affair with trucks ever since I started driving. I've been driving trucks. So I recently got a job as a car jockey, but as it were, pickup truck jockey would be a better word. I drive pickup trucks between Surrey, British Columbia, and into Ferndale, Washington, where my company has a lot. And then from there, these trucks go out to various dealerships across the United States. So I'm very confident driving a truck, no problem. That Mazda B2200 I had, after we sold that, we had a Ford F250. And so trucks, pulling a horse trailer, pulling a boat, whatever, no problem. I got to get it done, even a little girl like me. So I've been driving these trucks, and I've been having a great time. Some of these are really nice trucks, like they're fully loaded. The first truck that I drove for the company, the guy at the parking lot says to me, "Which truck do you want? Do you want the old rust bucket, or do you want the new truck with a bullet hole?" And I says, "Well, did somebody die in the truck?" And he says, "No, I don't think so." So I said, "Oh, what the hell? I'll take that one." And I came and looked, and sure enough, in the side of the door panel, there's a big hole, so you can see all the stuffing from the inside of the car door in there. And the truck came from Alberta, so I guess somebody got pissed off in an Alberta and took them out. But no, there was no blood or anything like that inside the truck. And the truck, because of the damage to the door, it was being driven to an auction house in Richmond called Odessa Auctions. So that was my first experience. But the truck, it was a 2018 truck. It was fully loaded. It had 2 sunroofs actually in the front, over the front seat and over the back seat, and a navigational system. It, like I say, that this must have been a $70,000-$80,000 truck, easy, easy. It was a very nice truck, other than the fact that it had a bullet hole in the side, and a smoker had been in it at one time. My eyes were watering by the time I got to Richmond from the smoke. I'm quite allergic to smoke. And so I've been driving all these really nice trucks. That was a Ford, and most of the trucks have been Fords, F-150s, F-250s. I've driven a Toyota Tundra, a Dodge Ram. So that there's been some pretty nice trucks. So, Chevy Silverado too. I really like driving that one as well. And most of these trucks are fully loaded. They're really nice trucks. And there's been a couple I've driven that weren't so nice. One of them was the last truck we drove. The company has got a new car lot somewhere else, so we were. That was the last day I worked, actually. We drove the trucks to the new lot. So it took about 2 or 3 rounds for everybody, all the drivers, to get the trucks where they needed to be at the new home. And the last truck I drove, it was a 2013 Ford, but it was not loaded at all. The windshield, it was one of these old cranks, so I had to crank it to get the window down, and it had a 4-wheel drive thing on the floor, the old gear shift on the floor. This truck had nothing. This truck would be the type of truck that a construction worker has, like you don't care what happens to it, gets bashed around, one of these type of construction people, or a farm truck of some sort. So it wasn't a really nice truck. But the one thing about this truck was it was like that old GMC my parents had. I could barely peer over the steering wheel. The steering wheel was like there, and I'm just kind of like looking over it. And it was kind of funny when we got to the other lot. One of my co-workers, one of the other drivers, says, there was somebody driving that truck. I couldn't see anybody over the steering wheel. So he had a good laugh about that. Yeah, I'm 5'0", in case everybody's wondering, the little girl driving these big trucks. So anyway, my work is on hold right now because of the coronavirus. The COVID-19 has halted cross-border traffic driving between Canada and America. If you go south and you come back, they're putting into quarantine for 14 days. So, that's not worth it to me. Even though I really have no contact with anybody, you just drop the truck off in the lot, you get into the car, that the chase vehicle is taking you back to Canada. So we're not doing anything. We're not in shopping or eating out or anything. But for right now, work is at a standstill, and luckily for me, Canada has that Canada Emergency Response Benefit of $2,000 a month that I was able to apply for and get. So I'm going to put a link in the description here for anybody else in Canada that isn't sure whether or not they can collect the benefit. You can take a look, and I help you out to actually find the location. So anyways, that's today's pandemic vlog. It is Silly Boys, Trucks Are for Girls. This is Cheryl from Lifestyle Digs. Thanks for listening today. Bye-bye.